Hey everyone, it's Teresa. How's it going? You guys, Wednesday is done. We're at the end of the day. Just 2 more days, you guys, and it's the weekend. Why do we wish our lives away? I think about that from time to time. Just wishing our lives away. We shouldn't do that. We should just value and cherish every single day. Let me get myself pulled up here on my phone so I can see your comments a little bit better. And tell me, how has your day been? Have you had a good day for it to be a Wednesday and a work day, or maybe not for you? Maybe you're at home enjoying your time. Let's see here. Let me find myself. Bear with me one little minute because I also want to pin a comment. So hang on. And I always struggle with the pin in the comments thing, but at least I'll get it in the comments. Hello, my friend Rena and Tabitha. Thank you, thank you, thank you for painting the blessings. Yes, yes, yes. Please do so. Let your friends know by painting the blessings. That's amazing. Well, hey, Angie, how are you, my friend? Girl, just saw you today in a meeting together. It was wonderful. It's always a joy to see my friend Angie. All right, let me get myself pulled up here. It's so weird, but it's the only way I can see your comments. I can see you okay, but I'll see you a little bit better on the phone. Plus, it's always good to have a backup. So let me get there. Hang on. And surely it'll find me. Oh, the tech things. I need a tech guy or a tech friend or a tech sister or something. Need to text somebody. Here we go. Found myself. All right. Now I'm going to try to pin a comment. That should not be a hard thing. But y'all, it is not easy to do so. All right. And I want to give y'all the link. So, and what did I do with it? I may have to fill that in a little bit later. I'll do that. I'll just fill that in a little bit later. I'm just going to do this one thing. So I'm going to pin a link. If you guys would like to get in on my monthly workshop, I'll show you what we're doing. Some of you have already seen it. Some of you may be in my monthly workshop, but let me pin that in the comments right here. Y'all are so patient with me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Okay, there's the comment. Let's see if I can pin it. Nope. Wonder why it won't let me pin. I know I'm not the only one that struggles with it, because I've seen other crafters, they like really struggle with it. So I'll figure that out later. But there it is, y'all. Oh, I just had it. There it was. Hang on. This cannot be that hard. There it is. Oh my goodness. Whew, that was rough. Okay. Now let's get down to some business here. All right. So you guys, this is what I'm still working on. This sign. You guys, let me catch you up. It came to me from Emmy Zip, one of my viewers, just a piece of wood like this. And on Monday, I started painting it. Now, I had one thing in mind that I was going to do, and I've kind of changed my mind already um, because of how it's happening. So let me share my screen, and I'll show you just exactly, because I want to share with you some of these tips and tricks that I've learned. Let me see. Edith, hello, friend. How are you? It's so good to see you. And my friend Janice. Oh, Tabitha. So you're getting close to your next goal. What is your next goal? Let me know. And go ahead and pin your or put your business link in here too. I invite any of my crafting sisters to please put your business link in here. And there's enough room for everyone. So 400. Congratulations, girl. You hang in there. It will come. It will come. I am at 3184 last time I looked. Of course, 5,000. I keep looking for 5,000. So by you guys painting the blessings and telling your friends, that's how it happens. By you guys commenting and hitting that emoji as if it's applause, the heart emoji, and anything except the frowny face. I hope you don't hit the frowny face, but sometimes accidents happen, and I just consider it an accident. But you guys, I want to show you how I have been painting these folds. it was a little bit of a doings to figure it out, but I'm going to show you what I did. So I've also put in the comments the link for my workshop. It's only $12.95 a month. We have just started a series of chapel windows called Seasons of Chapel Windows. And this is the first one. It's just in the beginning stages. We have our chapel window, and we're getting ready to add some detail. And this one's going to be Pray for Autumn. And we're going to have a tree here with autumn leaves gracing this chapel window. The next one's going to be winter, and we're going to do a spring and a summer. So we're going to be picking this back up probably Saturday is my guess, maybe Friday. I have to see how it goes. But I want to show you my tips and tricks for all the things. And I think it's coming along really, really pretty so far. So let's talk about the flag. I am going to go ahead and put some colors on my palette just so that you guys can kind of see what's up here. This is actually Flag Red by Apple Barrel. Okay. I'm going to put some of this out. Ooh, my lid was kind of loose. That would have been bad, bad, bad. All right. I've got, this is actually navy blue. This is a gorgeous color. Thank you, Janice. Oh, girl, you know, sometimes you just aren't prepared for how a piece is going to unfold, so to speak. It just kind of happens, and you just have to kind of go with it. Of course, I'm going to get some white. I'm going to pull in some black. Hang on a second. Get my little, not my little, but my big bottle of white to stand up for me. I just need a little bit of black. I've got more black. This little bottle is getting kind of low, but I've got plenty more. And this is a good start. So what I see now, I want to do some valleys and dips and stuff, because you see how the lines are kind of going up and down. This would be a peak where the line is more narrow, a valley where it's wider and heads into the next hill. So we're just going to kind of go with that theme. I'm going to, got a piece of plastic on me from my craft this morning, get my favorite brushes. Again, I use the Zen brushes, the Zen Art Brushes. I am in love with them. This is a #1 flat brush. It is fabulous, you guys. It has just the best bristles. I'm just so impressed. It was a little bit of investment. They weren't horrible, but it was a little bit of investment, and it has been worth it so far. I like to use kind of an older, cheaper kind of flat brush that I'll use for some blending and stuff whenever I start laying in some things. But the first thing I want to do, actually, I'm going to get another brush that's not great for painting, but I like to use it for mixing my colors. And I want to get just a tap of black and bring it over here to this white. And I want kind of get a gray color going on here. I'm going to use this gray, and I want it to be a pretty light gray. I'm going to be using it for some shading. And actually, I'm going to use it to kind of mark in this next little fold line, how I want it to flow. Okay. And I'm going to actually try, see how light and soft that gray is. And it was just by mixing white and just a touch of black. Black is such a strong color, it just does not take much at all. All right, you guys, clean that off. And I'm going to use my small, this is a Zen brush. It's a 5/0 round. It's a very, very small bristle that I love for some fine detail work. All right. I think I'm going to place a fold right through here. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this light gray, and I'm just going to very gently just put a line right through here. Okay, and that's where we're going to put our next little fold. All right. The next thing that's the big secret in creating these folds is we need to offset some of these stripes. And the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to pick up some of this red. If you'll notice here, we need a little bit of this red to come up a little higher right through here. Now, let me see if I can bring the camera in a little closer so that you can really see the detail of what's going on here. Here we go. Much, much better. All right. So we're using a little bit of red and we're just adjusting this stripe up right here. Okay. Then we're going to need to do the same adjustment, which is about a brush width at the bottom. So we kind of got to offset. We want to make sure our angles are good. And that's going to give us this effect that the fabric is folded. Now we need to do the same thing to this stripe. And we're just going to kind of blend it in and bring it almost a brush width off right there. And we don't have to worry about it so much, other than I want to add a little bit of layer right there just where it didn't have quite enough. But that's going to help us with our effect. Now we need to do the same thing with the white, and I'm going to add another coat to that. I just need to let that dry a little bit. But let's do the white. The white's going to have the same kind of treatment. We're just going to pick up some white and just do some touch up right here where some of the red kind of bled. And then right here, we've got a little bit of adjustment there we need to make. Again, right through here. And that may be really about it as far as this goes. Okay. I'm just looking to see if there's any other place I can just use the rest of this paint that I've got on my brush. But I thought it'd be kind of neat for y'all to kind of see how I achieved this flow, these folds and this flag. Thought y'all would enjoy learning a little bit about that. So you guys, welcome. Those of you who are just joining, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm always interested to see where everyone's from. And let me know how your day has been, what you've been doing today. What are your plans for tomorrow? I want to know about you. I want to know how things are going for you. We've got a lot of sick people in our community, and that's very worrisome. Just making sure all of that is in good shape. I've got a little bit of bleed over. You guys, that just happens. Don't get hard on yourself. Don't get too OCD about it. Just know that you've got to make corrections as you go. Had a little bit of bleed over right there. I'm just going to kind of touch that up. And then I'm going to come in here and kind of thin down that gray line that I placed. Now that I kind of know where the things are. Like so, thin that down. Okay. Now let's add some shadow. We need to pull together a little bit of this black into the red. And I'm just going to kind of get a gray red going right there. Something about like that right there. I'm just going to kind of get the excess off. I don't want too much paint on my brush. And I'm just going to kind of lay some of this right in through here, just real gentle like, because there's going to be shadow right there where there's a fold. And I'm just going to blend it out like so. And I'm going to do the same right through here and just blend it out. So I put my line in and then I just pull the paint on out. I'm going to want to cover up this gray. So I'm going to put a more definite line right through there. And then we're just going to pull that pigment out. Go right through here. I want to add that definite line. And then we're just going to pull that pigment on out, creating our shadow effect. Look at that. Can you see it? Voila. All right. I can see it looks like there's a little bit of a shine on that one shadow. Let me hold it up a little bit so it's not a glare as much. So I need to do a little bit of touch up. I'm actually going to pull in my little detail brush. I'm just going to smooth out this line through here. Just get a little more crisp. And again, right through here, I just want a nice crisp line. And you just have to be patient with it and just layer. Don't get in a hurry. I'm going to pick up a little more of this red gray and add it right through here. Got a little bit too much water on my brush. It just kind of flows down the barrel. You just have to get it clean and wipe it dry. And just keep working with it. I'm going to add a little bit of more red right through here just to get a truer color. Okay. Just trying to achieve that crisp line. And I may have to let that dry for a bit. And it's all about how you hold your brush. So I'm holding my brush on its end so I can get a really nice chisel right through there. So you guys, I was watching the other night, kind of had one of those nights I couldn't sleep very well. Have any of you watched the Bob Ross movie? It's on, was it on Amazon? I'm trying to remember if it was Netflix or Amazon. I was watching that. Let me dry this just a bit. And I mean, I fell asleep because it was like the middle of the night and I turned it on. I was having kind of a sleepless night. And it was talking about some of the controversies with his business and stuff. But I was mainly watching it from the perspective of an artist and how he achieved what he did and how he painted those amazing landscapes in 30 minutes or less. And and it was oil. Now, what little bit I know about oil is it is a process. You have to pretty much do a layer, let it dry and cure for a period of time before you can add another layer. And the way that he achieved it by mixing paint thinner and various elements to get it to dry better, faster, and all those things was pretty fascinating. Pretty fascinating. All right, I know there's a little bit of a glare. I wonder if I turn this down a little bit, if that will help. Because you're seeing the moisture glare, and from where I am, I'm seeing the shadow. Okay. Now, we need to add some highlight because just as we have this shadow through here, we're going to have some highlight right in that area. So I'm going to clean this brush real quick. Oh, Rena, I did too. He is just fascinating. And you know, he didn't use these little brushes. He used like paint brushes, like what you paint a wall with, and just have all these effects. And it was just fascinating. Oh, thank you, Tabitha, for welcoming all the new friends. Oh, Anne, I'm sorry, I did not see your comment. So one of my viewers that'll pop in here from time to time, her name is Emmy Zip. She is the one who sent this to me, and she sells them. If you will look in my, I think from Monday night when I started this cutout, she put her link in there. But if she hops on tonight, I'll ask her to do it again. So hi, Tisa. I guess that's how you pronounce your name. Please correct me somehow if that is not how you say your name. But it's so nice to have you from Arkansas. That is awesome. Yes, welcome to all of our new friends. I love it. I just love it. Okay, so now we're going to mix a little bit of red. So red's a really dark color, and it's not going to take a lot to mix with some white. And now I know you're going to think, ooh, that's going to be pink. It's not going to be too bad. It's going to really look like a very subdued red. And I mean, I want it to be pretty subdued. Okay. Yes, ma'am, Miss Ann. All right. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to swipe a little bit of that right there. And then I'm going to make sure this doesn't have anything on it, this dry brush. And I'm just going to kind of scrub it because it's a pretty thin. I may even have to get kind of down on the bristles a little bit. may have to get a little bit of water. Hang on. Because I mean, I put just a little bit. And I really want to smudge this paint. So I have to kind of get rough with it. And just kind of scrub it. Got a little bit of suds right there from the water jar. Okay, so now we've got some water on our wood. Just going to dot in some of this highlight, and I'm going to brush it out. And you just have to keep working with it and manipulate the paint. Okay. Okay, now that I've kind of got that there, I want to get a better brush, my Zen brush, and I'm going to smooth all this out. Because this was just a brush just to kind of do some mixing of color and blending, but it's not the brush I want to use for the detail of smoothing out some of this pigment. Just like this right here. And it's not a prominent color, okay? Just kind of working in that line, that highlight line. Okay, I want to now pick up a little bit of red, and right in the middle, I want to kind of blend that light and into some of the dark, just so we have kind of a good marriage between the two. I'm going to let that dry, because as it dries, it kind of changes tones. And if I need to go back and add more of the light, I kind of lift this up a little bit so that glare will kind of disappear. And you can see, I'm trying to get it in the camera better, kind of how that looks. Just by offsetting those stripes, you get a whole new look there. Now, this little area that needed just a little more paint, I'm going to add some red. I'm going to go back and pick up a little bit of this red gray that I blended. Oh, good. I'm glad I said your name right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Rena says sometime he used a palette knife to add detail. Yes, you guys, I have not tried palette knife painting yet, and I really do want to. I'm adding just another little bit of solid gray red right through here, just to chisel that in. All right. While I've got this on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and do the same to this area. Get a very strong line there. And then I'm going to go back and just pull this out some more. I just want it to be a little bit darker right there, because as it dries, like I said, it changes color a little bit. Pick up some true red and kind of blend that in. And you just have to work with it. So I was going to do, when I started this, my thought was I was going to paint on here the state of Kentucky and the state of Alabama, because Kentucky is my home state. I'm getting ready to move to Alabama in the near future, and I kind of wanted to honor my two states. And as this started developing, I just don't feel that anymore. So what I'm really feeling now is when I get this done, I want to mount it on, I'm really feeling like some wood of some kind. I don't have all that part figured out yet. And then I want to hang it in my new office in Alabama. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Hi, Bernie. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. All right, y'all. I'm going to pick up some of this light. I need to get a little bit of water in it to kind of reactivate it. So if your paint seems to thicken up or dry out, you can just add a little bit of water to it and reactivate it. And that's always a nice little tip and trick there too. And it's better to do small amounts, thin amounts of paint, and kind of build your paint color, instead of just laying it on thick and then trying to thin it out. It's always easier. Let me turn this a little bit. It's always easier to start light and thin and add. I'm going to pick up. I need to get a little bit stronger though, because it's going to take like, oh, there we go. Just need to turn my brush right. And then follow the way that your stripes are running too, which these kind of have a little bit of curve to them. And just going to blend that on out. Pick up a little bit more. And I don't want it to be a strong color at all. Really, this is almost colored water that I'm laying in right now. So it's very thin amount of paint, primarily water, giving this kind of highlight glow effect. And we'll pick up some red and kind of blend it in through here, just to get a good marriage between the movement of this stripe. Okay, so can you see that? Lift it up and get that shine out of the way. All right, I'm going to kind of subdue this line through here. It kind of came prominent, a little more prominent than I wanted it to, so I'm just going to subdue it a little bit just with the amount of paint I have on my brush. And I want to kind of add a little bit more color right through here. And now let's move on to the white. Let me get this red off my brush. Oh, Anne, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'll have to bring this with me and show it to you when I come see you guys tomorrow evening. Let you see it in person. I'll stick it in my car. Thank you so much, girl. You and your family love the American flag. I know that much about you. I remember. Okay, so let's do some of the shadowing to this white. I never really finished it last night. I worked on this so much, and my eyes got a little tired. So I'm actually going to, so this gray that we've got right here, I'm actually going to subdue it even more just by pulling some more gray, some more white in and just dilute it further. I want to get the excess off. Okay. And I'm just going to touch it in right through here. And I'm going to get my Zen brush now. I got a little bit of overage right there. I'll correct. I'm just going to pull this paint out. It's a very soft shadow. Like so. Get just a touch right through here. I'll have to touch up that red right there where my brush kind of got carried away. Okay. We're going to do a little bit more right through here. So I'm going to kind of lay in some outline. And then we're just going to pull the paint out. Like so. Now, I feel like we need a pretty strong contrast in there too. So I'm going to play with that. Like, I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. I want to get this shadow laid in. Okay, now let me clean this other brush real quick. So let me show you one thing too while we're kind of talking about. Oh, Tabitha, thank you, girlfriend. Thank you so much. One thing I've kind of learned that you might like to incorporate this into your process. So I have a little, I talked about this the other evening, but I've got a little Rubbermaid container that I don't use for anything else, and it's full of dishwashing soap. And so I keep it here. I have 2 jars of water. One, I'll show you. So I take my brush, I dip it in the soap. Then I come over to this jar and I gently swirl around, and I'll go along the bottom too, so I have some friction, but I don't like grind it in. I'll swirl it around to get it clean, and then I do a second rinse in this jar of water, and then I'll wipe it off on my paper towel. So that gives me a nice clean brush in between colors. So there's a little tip for you. Okay, now I need a little bit darker. I don't need a true black, but a dark gray to put a very thin line right through here. So I'm going to pick up just a touch with my small round brush of black, and I'm just going to pull it over here into this gray and try to get a little bit darker gray going on, kind of like that right there. Can y'all see that okay? It's a darker gray. Now I'm just kind of going at it slow until I get the tone I'm looking for. Yes, Tabitha, give it a try. It has helped me to kind of have this process right at my fingertips. Okay. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this very thin line. And this is just a thin amount of paint on a very small brush. So you have to reload it pretty often. Just like that right there. And look what a difference. Oops, I kind of got out of the camera. I'm so sorry. Maybe I need to pull it up a little bit. Maybe that'll do it. And I'm just doing it on the white. The red doesn't need it. And I'm just kind of letting it ride out. I'm not worried about it being too strong. I'm just adding just a hint more right through here. It's just going to accentuate that fold a little bit more. Maybe just a touch of black. I'm telling y'all, tiny, tiny. Like it is barely on the brush. And just using very light pressure. Just to help with that fold line so that it's crisp. Like so. There we go. What do you think? Yes? That kind of helps with that. If you feel like when you do this, if it's still too black, you can just take your flat brush, get a little bit of water on it, pat it off, and you can just use a moist brush to kind of blend that line more and pull that pigment out so you don't have such a harsh line. I think that makes a really nice effect as well. And then some of that black pigment comes on out into your shadow area, and I think that's a very nice effect. And then I'm going to pick up some white and brighten this up through here. So we have a nice blend. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some more water. I don't want too much. Just going to blend and smudge this black line. Just like that. Pull that pigment out. Pick up some white. Just like that. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Edith. Thank you, Rena. Y'all are awesome. I just love you guys. Thank you, Tabitha. Chicky, how are you doing these days, girl? Haven't really checked on you to make sure you're doing okay and all the things. Hi, Lisa. Thank you, my friend. So, did you get settled into your house? How are you doing? Y'all, those of you who are new to me, we get to know each other and kind of the things that are going on in our lives and um, share our victories, our burdens, and we're just a little community and we have plenty of room for you if you are new. We just would love for you to be a part of our community. Okay, there's that one. Let's come over here and let's do this next fold right through here. Actually, I need to do this right here, this kind of this red area. We need a little bit more kind of a shadow area. I'm just mixing some color. It's getting there, she says, cleaning up the yard, pruning trees, working at Walmart. Your life is busy. Oh, Tabitha, yes, ma'am, we sure will. Chicky says she's doing good. Good. I'm glad to hear that, friend. But Tabitha, yes, ma'am, we will remember your sister-in-law in prayer. There's a lot of people who are sick and hurting right now. So I'm adding a little bit of shadow right here for this fold. And I need a little bit more right up through here. I'm just going to add a touch more there. Trying to think where else I might need some while I've got some on my brush. I need to come over here. This fold right here needs to be done while I've got this going, this color. Just laying that in and then we'll pull it on out. There we go. Just blend it out. So Lisa, are you at Benton or Calvert City Walmart? Which Walmart are you at, friend? I'm just trying to get this, I'm adding in some True Red to get this blended and sort of subdued so it's not so black. Hi, Winifred. Oh, yes, Lisa. You go get some rest, girl. You have a good night, my friend. Have a good night. Be good to yourself. You know what? That's a good question right there. I was talking with a friend yesterday morning. You guys, we as moms and wives and working women, we ignore taking care of ourselves. And I really want to encourage you to be good to yourself. Find a way to take care of yourself as far as rest, enjoyment. Um, and tell me in the comments, what do you do that is like a treat just for you? And y'all, here's the thing, it does not have to cost money for you to be good to yourself. It could be as simple as a bubble bath. But tell me, what do you do that is pampering yourself? Because there's those of us in here that could probably use some ideas on how to do that. And it's very important to learn self-care, you guys. Very, very important. Okay, I need to put in a little bit of highlight, just mixing together some red and white. And I feel like I've got a peak right here. I'm just going to add a hint. of highlight, and I just touched it in, and I'm just going to spread it out. I got over into the white, so I'll have to correct that. And I'm just going to keep adding this till I get the tone I'm looking for. Because I don't want this to look like it's flat by any means. I'm kind of seeing through here a angled area of highlight. So Tabitha says crafting or a pedicure. Oh yes, girl. So the lady who does my nails, I have started getting a pedicure once a month. And I've told y'all this before, but the reasons that I've started getting a pedicure really has more to do with my feet at my age need attention. And I can't see them well enough to give it attention myself. So this year, to my self-care, one of the things I did last year, actually it might be 2 years now, was I started getting my nails done. I just budgeted for it, and I am getting my nails done. I have terrible nails. I've always admired all my friends' nails. So I thought, I'm doing it. So this year I added pedicures to help keep my feet in good shape and healthy. Janet says, working in the yard, getting your hands dirty and saying, oh, girl, can you come to my house? I need help. I need help with my flower beds. Oh, they're awful. And I don't have time to get out there. I used to do some of that, and I just don't have time anymore. Because this is kind of my treat. By the time I do my nails and my pedicure, y'all, getting in my zone in here, just like I did the other night working on this, and making beautiful things and looking at it and thinking, wow, I can't believe I did that. It's kind of how I felt the other night after I accomplished what I did with this flag. I'm like, I can't believe I did that, you know? So I'm paying attention to the shape of my highlight here, the flow of it. It's very important. Clean my brush. So I need to add a little bit more. And we're going to wrap her up here in just a minute. But I mainly wanted to show y'all how I'm creating these folds, because I thought you guys like to paint. Y'all might need to know this. So I'm kind of making sure my highlight through here is following the shape of kind of like this hill. And you're just pushing the pigment around to get the flow like it needs to go. And so we're in a kind of a valley right through here. Here we go. Ooh, I'm liking this. Just like that. Winifred loves to crochet. Yes, she does. She sure does. She does a beautiful job. So, kind of see that highlight? It's got a glare on it. Hang on, I'm going to have to hold it up. So it's not a prominent highlight. I don't want it to be. Okay, I'm going to lift the camera up some more so you can kind of see more of it. Let me get it up high, and then I can make adjustments. So that's how it's coming along. We've got more folds to do, but we're getting there. I'm really loving it. Really, really loving it. So, y'all, I'm going to call it an evening. I need something to drink. I need some water, and I need to eat a little bit something. I have struggled with a headache today, and it's just been kind of right under the surface. And I need to go help get it to subside. But thank you, my friend. Thank you guys, Chicky, Rena. Sometimes, what does it say? Sometimes you just keep working at it until you get it like you want. I did that with a horse's nose, and it just suddenly came. And yes, exactly. That's it, Rena. That is it. You are so right. Oh, thank you, Tabitha. And we're going to be praying for your sister in law too, my friend. You guys, I just love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. And please, please paint the blessings and let your friends know. I would just be so honored and blessed if you would. And I meant to put in here, and I couldn't find what I did with it. I have to go back and get it. My link for you to receive texts when I'm going live. So it's free service to you. It's something that is free to me as well. And it's a great tool just because Facebook doesn't always tell us all the things. So, anyway, that is it for tonight. I'm going to go in here and unwind and get in my pajamas. How about that? I'm going to do some self care for me that way. All right, y'all. Have a blessed evening. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I'm going to see you all again very soon. I love you guys. Good night.